Anxiety can feel like a lifelong condition, but oftentimes we feel quite secure, grounded, and joyful when we feel seen and respected. So try to surround yourself with that as much as possible. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're new, I'm Amanda. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. If you haven't already, please make sure you make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button. Give the bell a few kisses so you're not missing any of this content designed to help you with your mental health or help you help someone else. Today I'm going to be reacting to Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden. I've never heard Iron Maiden before, and before your brain explodes and you question why, do you see this? Do you see this here? These are NSYNC dolls. That was what I grew up on, and then I transitioned to Linkin Park and never really left my genres until I came here on the channel, where now you get me reacting to a bunch of metal songs and other music for the first time because I just never really diverted from my interests. But before we dive into the reaction, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. This time of year can be really stressful as we navigate these perceived social norms and social expectations. Get-togethers, gift-giving, festivities, it can be a lot, especially if we're dealing with the grief of having lost a loved one. It can make the holidays that much more difficult to deal with. A licensed professional therapist can help you process that grief, build and strengthen skills to help you cope, and help you learn to set boundaries, which is especially important this time of year when people are competing for our time and our energy. BetterHelp matches you with a licensed professional therapist that has experience with your specific situation, and you can change your therapist at any time if you just feel like you guys don't resonate. And I've had that happen many times where I just don't connect with the therapist. So I think that that is a really important aspect. That could be really hard to do with a lot of insurances and stuff, or a lot of practices. And as a special gift to all of my viewers, BetterHelp is offering 10% off your first month of therapy by going to betterhelp.com/Amanda Webster. That's betterhelp.com/Amanda Webster. Thanks so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video, and I hope that this gives you guys somewhere to go if you're just feeling weighed down by the holiday season and you need a little bit of guidance. So I hope that that can work in conjunction with the content here on the channel. But above anything else, just remember that you do not have to do the holidays in a certain way. You don't have to go to the events. You don't have to do all of these things. You can celebrate or not celebrate in your way. Without further ado, let's dive into Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden. Live.
I'm waiting in my cold cell when the bell begins to chime, reflecting on my past life, and it doesn't have much time, 'cause at 5 o'clock they take me to the gallows pole. The sands of time for me are running low. Running low.
there is just no good place to pause songs like this. I love how I'm always pleasantly surprised. Like, I have these preconceived notions going into songs like this, and then I'm pleasantly surprised by how much I actually resonate with the sound. But this is about a man who it sounds like has been sentenced to execution. The bell obviously being his death bell. I'm not sure if his reflection of whether there's an error means he's innocent or whether he's just justified his crime and he's not feeling guilt about it, but he's afraid of death. And a fear of death is something that's inherent in all of us to the point of it being a full-blown panic trigger for some, myself included. But he seems to be in shock that it's come to this, that he's at this point in his life. But it's kind of rare for me to just really have my mind blown, but I was very shocked by that transition. It was just, okay, we're gonna be very calm and then we're just gonna dive right in. I love it.
Somebody please come in and dreaming. It's not easy to stop from screaming. The words escape me when I try to speak. Can't go, but why am I crying? After all, I'm not afraid of dying. Couldn't believe that there never is an end.
Seriously, no good place to pause, but my brain does not retain enough to just try and do it all at the end. But even Mother Teresa questioned her faith, and I believe that questioning our beliefs or our faith in something is enlightening because it either guides us to something that's more comforting and that resonates more with us, or it eventually strengthens our convictions and strengthens our faith. And I kind of get the vibe that the guy in the song is innocent since he's questioning how this could be happening to him. So I think he's being wrongfully convicted of this crime and he's feeling abandoned by God. And Hallowed Be Thy Name is part of the Lord's Prayer, meaning to sanctify God's name. So I think that that's a really fitting title to this story.
When you know that your time is close, and the begin will begin to understand like the mirror just a strange illusion.
on! I will never understand how people can hold a note, how the human voice can hold a note for so long. Because if I'm in my car and I'm just screaming lyrics while I'm alone, or I'm screaming for whatever reason, my voice tires out so fast. And obviously it's training, but that just always boggles my mind when I hear things like that. But the instrumental piece in this, or pieces in this, kind of have a metal Phantom of the Opera vibe. So if Phantom of the Opera became a metal piece, which I'm sure it's been done, this is what I would imagine it to be, which makes it kind of all the more haunting. But the vocal performance in this was just absolutely breathtaking. So it's like I would expect from a play or something like that, not from a metal song. That's not what I would expect from that. But as far as the story, the guy found redemption, he found his faith, his comfort, he made peace with his fate of being executed. But going beyond to seek the truth, as he was referring to, means that he went beyond this life to figure out what's there, if there's something beyond this. And it ends with life down there is a strange illusion, which to me indicates that he made it to the other side, and now he's realizing that the things that he stressed and agonized about down on Earth, now that he has this other vantage point, those things that he stressed and agonized about just don't really matter. They're irrelevant in the end. So what would we be thinking if our doom was impending? What would our dying thoughts be? You know, what would our last thoughts be? When faced with challenges and decisions in life, I often think, if I was on my deathbed, what would my dying self think of this choice? Did I truly give it my all? Did I really go all in? When my life is flashing before my eyes, will I be proud? Will I have regrets? And that kind of helps me live in a way that will make my future self or my dying self proud, and try to live without regrets, and try to really give it my all and say, you know what, even if things didn't work out, at least I know I really genuinely truly tried, and there's almost always another way. So if we're stuck and we're feeling like, oh my gosh, there's no other way out of this situation, first and foremost, usually the best way out is through. But secondly, there's always different things and different ways to try. So don't give up, is what I'm saying. And I just think it's important that we are, not that we're living for an afterlife, but that we're living so that we can look back and be proud at the end and say, you know what, I'm okay with this. Like, he came to peace with it. I'm okay with this. And I feel like he felt like he was wronged, but how can we avoid that fate? That's the question. So make sure you're sharing your mental health stories here in the comments. That's how we shatter the stigma, is by talking about it. So good, bad, and crazy, I want to hear your insights. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video, and I will see you guys soon. Mwah!